Hi there, this is Tripathi again, and today I am again ready with another video that is about the referencing. Before we start discussion about the referencing, it is very important to first discuss about that what is the referencing or what is the citation style in another word if we talk. See, when we start writing any research proposal or article, so it is our responsibility, or you can say moral responsibility, to give the credit to those author or those people who have put their best efforts in order to write the research article or information, collect the information and convert in the form of text or any other format. So when we start our research, when we start doing our research work, so we come across many articles, many information, piece of information through different sources, and we come to know that okay, this research was done previously by this particular researcher. So what we do, we just take some text or take the information from those resources and we add into our research proposal or research article. So we are going to talk about only the citation style, or how we can give the credit to those authors who have already done the research and we have to cite their information in our research proposal or article. So as I mentioned that today we are going to discuss about the referencing or citation style. There are many citation style available in the market, or you can say in our education fraternity, in which some of the important citation styles, name of citation styles are like APA, Chicago, IEEE, and there are many more. But today the discussion will be on APA referencing, which stands for American Psychological Association, and I am going to specifically talk about the 6th edition information. So generally, why do we use the American Psychological Association? During discussion, starting of the discussion, I already mentioned that we give the credit to those authors who have already done the research or who have already done some work on the particular idea or topic. So we just, when we do the literature search, we collect the information, and wherever we get the information, we just credit, we give the credit to those authors in our text or the research proposal or research article. So that's why we use APA. It has some format, it has some styles. So that style we will be using while writing research proposal or research article. So we are going to talk about the American Psychological Association, and this is very important to know that it uses author and date format. I mean to say that it is supported by author name and also when it was published. So we make sure that these two informations are added while adding the citation in our research article. So we have we are already aware about different citation styles like Chicago, IEEE, APA, and there are many more. What is the purpose of citation style? Why do we use? The purpose is very simple. We acknowledge the source in the text when we write the research article. And if we are using APA, so we follow, as I mentioned, that it uses a author name and year of publication. So we make sure that we add, if we are going to use APA, so we add the author name and year of publication very clearly in the text. Basically, there are two ways which acknowledge the citation. The first way is the direct method and the second one is the indirect method. So what we do in direct method, if we follow the direct method while using the APA style, we use quotation marks around the quote and include page number. Just see one example which I have mentioned. Here the author name is given, the surname of the author, Cohen, in bracket 2014, bracket close, and it is supported by some another word like argue that in bracket, in double noted comma, text, and after at the end of the text we support it with the page number in bracket. So P dot number of the page. It means that this particular author published his or her document, says that this particular information in page number of this. So we directly give the acknowledge or give the credit to this author by his statement or argument which he or she mentioned while writing, while doing the research at the page number this. The same way, there is also indirect method. In indirect method, we do not use quotation mark, and we directly give after text in bracket, we support it with the author, comma, year of publication. So maximum we use this indirect method, where while writing the text, we just in bracket we write the author surname and then comma, then year of publication, and after at the end of the journal means your research proposal, we support it with the references. And this is very important, reference list. How many means resources you have browsed, how many resources you have gone through, and you have taken the information. So at the end of research article, research proposal, we support it with the reference list, so that it is clear that I have gone through these many information, the piece of information from these many sources. So this was a brief introduction about the APA referencing. Now I am going to brief about the different type of document. Suppose it is book, or it is case of book which is written by one author, two author, more than three author to five author, it may be more than that. Or if it is a government publication, any corporate body has published the document, e-book, or there are many different types of document which we may come across while writing the research proposal, doing the research, literature search, literature review. So we come across so many sources, and how do we cite while preparing the reference list and also in the text. So let's see first the case of book which is written by single author, and how do we write the citation during writing, while writing the research paper in text and also in reference list. So let me show you here. So this is the case of book written by one author. I have given one example here, and you can see very well in this picture that how do we deal with this, how do we deal with the case of book written by one author. So there are two things. First one is that how do we write the information while writing the text. How do we just give their information or the citation when we quote the author detail in text. And the second one is referencing, reference list. So we have to provide information at two places. So the first is that when we write text, we have to give information. So I will come to this point after finishing this reference list. Suppose this is the case of one author, whose author is King, and he published the document in 2000. So, and the title of the document is, the written or book is Wrestling with Angel, a life of Jane Frame, and which was published by Viking in New Zealand. The city name is Auckland. So when we prepare the reference list, how do we write? First we write the surname, King, comma, then M dot. We write the M in capital, then dot, and separate with the bracket where we write the year of publication, and then bracket close. After closing the bracket we put one dot, then title. And remember, this will come in italics. The title of the book will come, we write in italics, again it will come dot after finishing the title, then in which city it was published, Auckland, comma, New Zealand, the place, then colon, and then publisher name, and then full stop. You can see the same thing in this, the image, how it has been cited. The author name may be different in different cases, but the style I have given purposefully the different examples so that it can be clear. So now reference list, we have seen that how we prepare the reference list. Now let us see, in case of book written by one author, how do we cite in text. So the name of the author was King M, so we also write the in bracket. For example, the text goes on and we follow the indirect method here. Text continues, and suppose we have to cite the author name here, so we write King, comma, and the year of publication, and then bracket close. Again text continues. So the text is given while writing the text. This information about the author and year of publication is mentioned in between of the text. And the second one is the reference list, which is given in detail at the end of article. You can see in the picture also. Second case is about when the book is written by two authors. It's very simple. The same way, everything is followed in the same order. See, here is the example. You can also see in the picture. See, there are two authors, the C.P. Dempsey and J. Reedy, who published the document 2014, and the title of the document is the Statistics Without Math for Psychology, using SPSS for Window, and it is the third edition, which was published in England by Pearson. So how do we write? First, I will write the surname separate by comma, then C:P. This is the first author, comma, and remember it will be separated after comma. The another sign will be added here, ampersand, then the second author's surname, comma, and J. When you finish here, then followed by again bracket, year of publication 2004, bracket close, then full stop, and again write in italics, statistics without math for psychology, because it has got the remainder of the title or subtitle, you can say, using SPSS for window, and it is the third edition. So again we write in bracket third ED dot full stop and bracket close, then dot, the place of publication, this Harlow cities were published in England, so comma, country, dot, Pearson, name of publication. So the same thing you can see in the picture also. The same way, this is the reference style, and suppose we have to cite in a document. So while citing the document, we have to be careful in case of two author. This is also very simple, not difficult. Okay, let me show you here. Here it will come like this. We only write Dempsey, ampersand, the Reedy surname of, here we do not add the ampersand. Just remember, we add here and Redy, the second author's surname, followed by comma, year of publication, and bracket close. Before that text will appear, and after that text will appear. So this way, the case of two authors, in case of book, it is written the reference list, and also in the in the paper or the research proposal. Now let me show you the third case, which is about the three author or two up to five author. So what we do in case of 3 to 5 author, if it is book, first we write the first author, surname, comma, K.L, whatever the name it is, then comma, we support it by comma, second author surname, comma, first name, comma, and after that, as we discussed in the second, we separate it with the ampersand sign, the third author surname, comma, and S dot. This is author surname. And always remember that proper noun will always be in capital letter. Capital. So you have to be careful. Then it was published in 2016. So after that dot, 2016 dot, and the title of the document, Educational Psychology for Learning and Teaching. It is the second edition. We just write here in bracket second edition, dot, in which it was published, colon, which publisher it has published. So this is also the case of, it is very quite similar to these two author case, and the same way we also add in text while writing the research proposal. So this also will come like this. The first author, Krause, comma, Bochner, and the third author name, comma, year of publication, and close. So it will come before text and after text like this. Wherever you have to cite, we cite like this. So this is the case about the 3 to 5 authors. And now let us see, suppose you can see the same detail in the picture also, it is given there, and it will be more clear when you just start writing. So many doubts you may be having, it will be means clearing your doubts. The last I am going to discuss about the book or report which is published by any corporate author. And who is it? This corporate author. This corporate author is the government body or any organization. So let us take one example about the report which is published by the International Labour Organization. So when we deal about this, you can see in the image also, when we deal about any corporate author case, so in that case the body who has published the document becomes author. So we give here incomplete International Labour Organization, and remember the first letter of this proper noun will remain in capital, then dot, in bracket year of publication, then dot, the title of the work, education and work, if it has remainder of title, tackling the changes, and after that we write here in bracket International Labour Conference report, and then close, bracket close, dot, where it was published, in Geneva, Switzerland, colon. The publisher, if the publisher name and author both are same, so we write in place of publisher, we write author and then dot, and separate it with the colon here. So this is the case of the report which is written by any corporate body. And remember, when we write at the time of writing text, so we write here in bracket, for example here text, and it continues, then in bracket we write fully International Labour Organization, comma 2007, and bracket close. But remember, if it is subsequently being added in text anywhere else, so we do not write here the full International Labour Organization. Later we can write here ILA and then year of publication. So abbreviation we can use ILA 2007 in the subsequent citation. Subsequent citation means when we have to quote this cite the same information detail in later in the text in the same research article. So we can write, instead of writing the full name of the body who has published the document, we can write the short abbreviation name and followed by the year of publication, separated by comma, and it should be in the bracket. So so far we have discussed, and the same thing you can see in the image also. So far we have discussed the three cases: book written by one author, book written by two authors, and book written by three authors. And we have seen that how we can discuss. And the last one which we discussed about the book or report written by any corporate body or any corporate author, like any institute name or organization name. So after that I am going to show you some other document. How do we deal with those documents, we'll see. Let's see that. Okay, so this is the case of book chapter in edited book we are going to discuss about. You can see in the image also. Written by Kesley T. It was published in 2010, and the book chapter title is Group Science Play in Elementary School, which is published in the edited book, edited by. So what we write? First we write the surname, comma, the first name, the first letter of the author. Here Kesley, comma, T dot, year of publication dot, title of the book chapter, and in which book it was published. So we give in, right? We write in the editor, the in running letter AA Drews, supported by ampersand sign, separated by, and the second editor in bracket we write there, since there are two editors. So we write eds dot here, and then we write separated comma, we write school based play therapy. This is the title of the book. This chapter is published in this book, and we write in italics. We write here in italics, and we separate it. After that we put one dot, second edition, second ed dot, in which page number this chapter has been published. So suppose the information for writing or research proposal we have taken from this book, from this chapter. So we write the number of page, pp dot, from this number to this number of page. This chapter has been published in this book, and it was published. After this we close the bracket and dot, and it is published in Hoboken, New Jersey, by John Wiley. So we separate it by colon, and at last we put dot. So this we give in the reference list. Now suppose this is the reference list. Now we have to give for example, we have to give in the text. So how do we write that? We will see. It is simple. We write the text continues, in bracket we write the author or editor, whoever it is, the same way, and then supported by year of publication, and your text continues. So the chapter, the author, chapter, and published by the year we support in the bracket, and we just add the information in text. So this way we add the information about this. Now let us talk about the electronic books. If it is the case of electronic books, so we do it in this way. The author name, the information which you have taken, the title of the information is clocking in, colon, the psychology of work. So we write first who has done or who has written this. So this is the author, you can see in the image also, comma, dot, r, means r dot, in bracket we write year of publication, then dot, the title we write in italics up to here. When the title finishes we separate it by dot, and we write specifically retrieved from the digital object identifier or URL of that particular resource where we have taken the piece of information. So it always starts with http://ebookcentral.proquest.com. So this is the case of ebook, and when we do in the text we write simply the author, the text continues here, see, text continues here, in bracket we write the author and then year of publication, and the text continues. So these two cases we can see in the image also. These two cases we have discussed about the electronic document and also the book chapter. Let's see some more documents how we can deal with while writing the research proposal. So this is the case of course handbook or lecture notes, which is published in the electronic format or electronic version we can say. We can see here that the author, there are three authors, Nicholson, Mary and Archard. So we write the surname as usual. We have followed in book written by one author, two author, more than three author. First surname, comma, the author first name, first letter in capital, comma, second author and comma, and we separate it with the ampersand sign. The third author, then in bracket we write the year of publication, dot, Karaika and Vita, what it is, whether it is lecture note or PowerPoint slide. So we write, remember we write here in inward means a square bracket, you can see in the image also, then dot from where it was received, retrieved. So we write retrieved from the detail of that information from this website, and then we put colon and add the website detail. And in text, while writing the research proposal or article, we cite the information in between of the text, in bracket the first author surname, comma, the second author surname, comma, and we separate it with the ampersand sign. It will not be separated with and. By mistake I just gave information while discussing the book of first authors, two author, three author. It will not be and, it will be ampersand sign and the third author, comma, year of publication and bracket close. So this way we public means add the citation in text and also in reference list. Let's see the case of some other document. How do we cite in journal, means research proposal or research article when we write. So this detail you can see in the image very clearly. Now I am going to take the next document. So this is the case about the video published in the YouTube by the University of Waikato Library. So how do we cite while preparing the reference list? We write the publisher name. Generally, suppose it is video which is published or created by any university or any body or organization or author. So we write here University of Waikato Library. Suppose this document has been published by this particular body in YouTube, and when it was published in 2000. So we put dot and the year of publication, comma, month and date of the publication, and we close the bracket and then put dot. We write APA referencing in bracket what it is, video file, and then close it. This will come in the square bracket and then close. Where it was retrieved from this particular website. You can see in the image also the detail of video, how we cite information, means in journal article, writing the journal means article, or when we cite the information in text or preparing the reference list. And when we just cite the detail in text, so we write in the bracket the body who has published the document, University of Waikato Library, comma, the year of publication, bracket close. Let's see the another document. How does it get cited when we write the research proposal or article? So the next we are going to talk about the journal article which we take, and there are two cases of journal article. One is without the DOI, that digital object identifier, since most of the journal article nowadays are published with digital object identifier, but some of the cases you may find where you don't get digital object identifier. So we are going to see that how do we cite and prepare the reference list in case of journal article which has digital object identifier or which article does not have the digital object identifier. So let me show here. So we are going to deal with the journal article. There are two cases. Journal article with DOI. DOI means digital object identifier, and the second is the digital object identifier, means the article without digital object identifier. So the article name is on the distances between Latin squares and the smallest defining set size, which was published in this journal. So how do we cite information and prepare the list? Let me show you first how do we add in reference list. First we write the author name, the Canvan, comma, the N, the author first names, the first letter separated by the ampersand sign, and the Ramadurai, comma, R, and then dot 2017 dot the article name on the distances between Latin squares and the smallest defining set size, then dot we add the name of the journal, and here we have to remember that this will be given in the italics, and the letter of the each word, the first letter will be in the capital, Journal of Combinational Designs, comma, here we give the volume number, in bracket issue number, in which volume, in which issue, and separated by comma, in which pages. So 147-150, these pages, this article was published, and suppose there is a object identifier, so we put dot and then add the digital object identifier address. And when we cite in text, it is simple. We in bracket we write the surname of the first author and separated by ampersand sign, and the surname of the second author, comma, the publication year. So both the cases you can see in the images, means image here, and digital object identifier without digital object identifier. So this we discussed about the digital object identifier is available. Suppose in case this DOI is not available, so what we do, we simply do not add the DOI in case the DOI is not given in the journal article. So this way we deal with the case of journal article when we write research article, or we prepare the reference list and add in text of the research proposal or article. Let us see some other document and how we deal with. So we are going to take two examples here. The first one is about magazine and the second one is about the newspaper articles, which we have means while doing the literature search we found these two information or articles relevant to our research proposal. So suppose the information is published in magazine, you can see the image also how it is cited. The information is published by this particular author, so the surname as usual we deal with other information, surname, comma, d dot k dot, in bracket we write the date of publication 2002, in year 2002, dated February, comma, means February 4, bracket close, then dot, and what was the title of the story, we write how I caused that story, dot, and we write the magazine name. This will come in the italics. Remember, here this information we provide in italics, comma, this is the magazine name, and in the volume 159 issue 5, which we separate by adding the bracket, comma, at the page number 69. So we provide the information which is published in the magazine in this way, and while writing the detail in text, in between text, simply as other cases we write in bracket the author surname, comma, year of publication. So this way we deal with the magazine, you can see in the image. Let us discuss now the case of newspaper, which the article published in newspaper. The same way this article was published by this author in this year, coaster, comma, d dot, in the year 2017. So we have separated it by adding the bracket on this date, dot, the title of the information was driver who caused man's death is placed in dementia care, dot, stuff. This is the newspaper. So we write in italics here, stuff, and then dot, we write, add the information retrieved from this website, dot retrieved from, and add the website name. And the same way we add in the text will continue. In between we write in bracket the author surname, comma, year of publication. So we have discussed almost every document so far. Some of the other document like encyclopedia or reference books, how we discuss, means how we deal while writing the research proposal and adding the information in reference list, and also how do we cite in the research proposal. So let's see that how do we deal with the case of reference books. So reference book we deal with, suppose it may include like dictionary, encyclopedia and other references, reference books. So here it is the case of one dictionary where the information we have taken and we are going to cite in a reference list and also in the text. So the author surname, comma, the author first name, comma, supported by ampersand, separated by ampersand sign, the second author surname, and then dot, and then in bracket in which year it was published, and the information which we have taken from this dictionary. So the climate change, this particular information is being taken from this reference book, in who has written D.S. G. Thomas and A. Gordy, both are editor. So we add as a editor, like we discuss about the edited book chapter in edited book, and then we add the comma, and the in italics the dictionary name will come here, the dictionary of physical geography, in bracket which edition, 4th ed, dot, bracket close, dot, where it was published, Oxford, in which country, comma, United Kingdom, dot, the publisher name is the Blackwell, and then full stop. And then in text, while citing in the text, in bracket we write Cerveni, ampersand sign, because there are two authors, ampersand, second author surname, comma, year of publication, and bracket close, and text continues. You can see the same detail in the image also, and how do we deal here. So the last we are going to discuss about how we deal with the website. Suppose we have taken any information from the website, so how we discuss that we will see now. So in case of website, when we browse the information, we are going to discuss here. So we are going to discuss about the web page. While doing the literature search, we come across many pages, we come across many websites through which we get a lot of information about our research work or the idea which we have chosen for writing the research proposal. So how do we cite in reference list and also in text? Let us see. So generally there are four things when we get information from web page. So the first information we write about it means author, it can be organization. So suppose in this case, New Zealand Trade and Enterprise, this is the author. Then second, year of publication, what date it was published. So we write after the means author in bracket n.d.d, because there is no date here. If the date was given, so we could have written here year, and then means the title of the piece of information which we have taken, agribusiness dot, and the last one is the source from where it was taken. So the retrieved from the detail of the website, and the same way we write the organization, you treat it as a author name in while citing in the text, in bracket New Zealand Trade and Enterprise, comma, there is no date, so we write n.d, comma, and then from which para it has been taken, para.1, bracket close. So this way we deal with the web page of the web means website. If we collect any information from the website, so we cite information in our research proposal or research article, and also we add in the reference list. So I hope this video will help you a lot in preparing the reference list and also citing the information in your research proposal or research article which you have chosen to complete your research work. And the information which we have discussed here, it has been taken from the different sources. At the end of video you will get the list. You can also go and browse the information from there also. So thank you very much for watching this video, and please stay updated with Librarian Guide for more videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.